Will it let us know when people are logged on? Will I be able to see some people? Give it a minute as people log on a little bit. Come over here. Come over here. Oops, sorry about that. Oh, I see some people are already starting in the chat. Hi, nice to meet you. And I'm doing well. Thank you guys for asking. Just gonna wait for a few more people before we actually get started for good. Put that down there. We got another one. Hello, everybody. Hi, Lana, or Lana. I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing your name. Nice to meet you. You're 5 years old. Oh my goodness. Hang on. So this is my puppy, Bandit. He's going to be joining us for today's webinar. And we are going to start getting started right now. So hi, I'm Kyler Juarez. I'm a tutor here at Talent Nook, and I'm going to be reading to you guys a wonderful story that I used to read when I was a kid, but now it's an online version called The Invisible Alligators by Hayes Roberts. So we're going to read through the story together. Sorry about that. Lots of dinging happening here. If you guys have any questions at the end, you can always talk to me about that in the chat icon. If you have any questions about Talent Nook, or if you want to consider doing some tutoring opportunities with me, just know that I'm open to answering those questions as well. Okay, so let's get started. Invisible Alligators by Hayes Roberts. For the Red Furies. A young monkey named Sari woke up one morning and knew there was trouble. She hopped out of bed and found that the bridge on her favorite castle had been broken in the night, and it took her forever to fix it. Then she found her stairs covered in toys. She tripped on one and had to pick them all up. You can see her coming down the stairs here. Then she couldn't ride her llama to school because the whole herd was running loose. It took her 6 tries to get them onto a pointy rock so they would calm down and quit trying to eat her homework. She was so late that she almost missed her favorite class, Algebra 2, and her homework was covered in bites and hoof prints, obviously because the llamas ate it. She'd had enough. Tonight, Sari would put a stop to this. That night, she stayed awake long after bedtime, long enough to hear the rustling of long tails under her bed. She flipped her bed over and found invisible alligators all over her room. "What's going on here?" she demanded. "Sorry, we're the invisible alligators, and we do this for everyone," one alligator explained. "We're just trying to help. Let me show you." So she followed him deep into the alligator catacombs. As they walked, he explained, "You see, we cause trouble in all kinds of ways." You see a little alligator rocking his dog over here. "In this house, I'm hiding the remote control, and this sheep will search his house for a week." We got a little chat going on, so let's take a look at that. "Why are the toys on the stairs?" Well, the toys are on the stairs, we can probably assume, because the invisible alligators put them there. So the invisible alligators are the ones that are always causing trouble, but we don't know why they're doing that yet. Apparently, they're doing this because they want to help. So in this house, I'm hiding the remote control, and this sheep will search his house for a week. And in this house, we're stealing the chocolate cake mix and putting out fresh broccoli instead. I don't know, I probably would prefer the cake mix over the broccoli. And here, we're singing Miss Hippo to sleep in the bath so he gets all pruny. "I just don't understand why you would do all of these things," Sari said. "Why do we have to have so many things go wrong? Why can't you just make everyone right, or everything right?" "Yes, good point," the alligator sighed. "But let me show you one more thing." And he took her into the invisible alligator main headquarters. So we got some nice books over here. We got some guy doing some fun stuff over here. And then we have a whole world picture here. So it seems like the invisible alligators work all over the world. "This is your book, Sari. And the things listed in this book are the troubles we've caused you, and all the things you've learned how to do in your whole life." It was a big book. He looked at her expectantly. So it seems that you, me, everyone in the world has a book just like this, and it's filled with stuff that the invisible alligators do to cause trouble. "Nope, I don't get it," she said sadly, and left the alligator's lair so she could go back home and get in bed. "Bye." So she's not happy with this. I would not be happy with this either. The stairs leading home were covered in rocks. Sari took a moment to pick them all up as she walked so no one would trip and fall. So kind of just like the toys from the beginning of the story, except now she's picking up rocks. And she's doing that because she doesn't want people to trip and fall on them. She came to a bridge that was snapped in two. And a herd of wild blue goats, which we all know are very dangerous unless someone knows how to herd them, into a pointy mountain top. So we've got all these really cool looking goats. Sari didn't even have to think. She knew exactly what to do. Fixed the bridge, herded the goats, piled the rocks out of the way in a safe place, and was safely in bed in no time at all, fast asleep and dreaming about Algebra 2. How did she do it? If you are lucky, maybe the invisible alligators will visit you tonight and cause some trouble for you. The end. Okay, so does anybody have any questions about what we just read? No, there was one question about the stairs, but maybe about what the story was about or the lessons that we learned. See, we got some questions here. Why do they have a headquarter? That's a very good question. I think maybe because they need a good place to organize together. So you can't just have invisible alligators running all over the place. You want to make sure that everyone's doing their job, right? The invisible alligators are all working to do a certain kind of job. I'm going to disconnect my headphones really quickly. Sorry about that. Let's see, we got a chat. Can everyone hear me okay still? You guys can just say yes or no in the chat. Can you hear me okay? Yes? Okay, great. Thank you so much. So what is the moral of the story? Great. Everyone can hear me. Good. So the moral of the story is that sometimes your life can be a little tricky or a little rough. Sometimes people like to throw obstacles in your way, but you can learn valuable things from them. And when you learn valuable things from them, they make you a stronger person. So that's what Sari really learned from this whole thing. The invisible alligators are kind of there to make sure that she becomes a better person, to make sure people eat their broccoli, to make sure they go to bed on time, to stop them from watching so much TV. It's to make their lives better in some way. Why are they invisible? That's a good question too, and I don't know if I know the answer to that completely. Why are they invisible? Well, sometimes the challenges in our life, we can't always see them. For example, when we get stressed out, we can't really see the stress that's around us. It's more in our head, so that's invisible. Problems themselves, we can talk about them, we can articulate them, tell them to people, but we can't always see them. So it's kind of like a metaphor for the whole thing. And a metaphor is like a comparison between things. Good questions, though. Any other questions that I can answer for you guys? Or maybe anything that you really liked about the story? That's something we should talk about too. Wait a minute. Can you share the story images? Sure. Let's see how I can do that. I'll just pull out some ones randomly that I think are really nice looking. So here we have little Sari the monkey in her little nightcap. It's clearly outside. She's under like a nice little blanket with some stars. There's one of my favorites. This is one of my favorites because you can see the little invisible alligator here. You can see the monkey. Who is putting rocks and toys? Those are the invisible alligators. They're putting them there for Sari to pick up. Good question. I like the little kangaroo because there's a little baby kangaroo here too. Do you see that? She's got a little recipe. She got some ingredients. And then here's the broccoli that they're putting out instead. Nice little stove. There's another one here too. There's the hippo. And then here's my favorite one because I'm a big book fan. So I love looking at all the books that the alligators have. And I think it's so cool that the alligators can see everybody in the whole world. So this kind of looks maybe like Australia. It's kind of the shape that I see here. So maybe they're focusing on Australia. Here's all the bookshelves again. And so each person has their own little book that the alligators pull out. And it lists all the lessons that you learn from the troubles in your life. But this is by far my favorite line. Nope, I don't get it. Because I say that all the time to my parents. And I'm sure you guys say it to your parents too. I don't get it. Sari doesn't understand quite yet why the alligators are doing this to her. She just kind of thinks it's unfair. And so she says, bye. Nope, I don't get it. Any other questions or any other parts of the story that you really liked reading? Or what did you think about Sari the monkey? Was she sort of brave? Was she more annoying? What did you think of her? Let's see a chat, let's see. I like the story when the monkey wakes up. Me too. I think she's really, really, really cool because she definitely has a mind of her own. She's very strong, very independent. Kind of reminds me of Anna from Frozen. Very independent, kind of feisty. Very nice. Awesome. Any other comments people want to make before I talk to you a little bit about Talent Nook and about my tutoring, what we might be doing next time if you decide to come back? Last minute questions. Ooh, one more. What is the animal's name? Well, the monkey's name is Sari, and I'll show you a better picture of her here. So this is Sari. She's kind of tiny. She's got these big bug eyes here, little nose here. And the alligators don't have names. They're just called invisible alligators. We could give them some names. If we were writing the story, maybe tell me what names you would give the alligators. That'd be fun. Let's take a look at, where's the picture? At this, not this one, at this picture. Maybe you guys can give me some names. So what about this alligator? You can put it in the chat. Well, what name would we give him? Anybody? I see one. Okay, first come, first serve. Dave or Oscar? Okay, so we'll call this one Dave. We will call this one Oscar. Very nice names. What about this one? Let's see. Oh, that's a pretty name. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Sarah, Mr. Alligator. I like Mr. Alligator. Okay, Sarah, Mr. Actually, maybe we'll go with Mr. Alligator for this one. Dave or Oscar for that one, since Mr. Alligator is the one who's kind of helping Sari. Can you share the story to participants through email? Absolutely, I would be happy to do that. Let me see, we got a bunch of people coming in now. Okay, great. Thanks. Okay. Okay, perfect. All right. Looking at a bunch of people in chat. Rose. Oh, that's a really pretty name. I love that. You could always give Sari another name. Maybe her name's like Sari Rose. That's very pretty. It's a very nice name. Let's see. What about the hippo? What we name the hippo? Because it's always good to give your characters names. Seems like this author kind of forgets to give their characters names. Oop, we got one. Donald. Wonderful. Zoe. So maybe if it's a boy, we'll name him Donald. If it's a girl, we'll name her Zoe. What about this kangaroo and her little baby? Got one here. Mike. Okay, Mike and Little. So Mike and Little. So maybe this is Mike. This is Little Mike. Very nice. You guys are very creative when it comes to your names. I'm very impressed. What about this sheep? He's got a lot of pictures of sheep too on his walls. Maybe he's a little full of himself. Maybe they're pictures of him. He's got like a nice little drink over here watching TV. Nike. Ooh, I like that. Or Barley. I'm gonna say I think Barley's a better name. Barley's definitely a better name for sure. Mary Lamb. All these names are fantastic. Woolly. I'm thinking I'm liking Barley and Woolly the best because Woolly's kind of like his coat and Barley is kind of like what sheep eat. Lovely, lovely names, you guys. Very creative. So that leads me into my next point, and I'll leave it on this page because, well, actually we have one more thing to take care of. We got to give it a little name to this little baby alligator, or kind of like a dog alligator. We need one more name for this guy. Anybody? No. Oh, we got two. I'm gonna fit it. Tutu. Tutu's cute. His name is now Tutu. Lovely. Okay. Oh, we got one more. I'm loving the emojis, you guys. Very nice. So that leads me into my next point. If you guys really enjoyed this story, which I assume you did, because some of you want it to be emailed, which we'll definitely do, so you can read it again on your own time, then you should definitely join me, hopefully next Wednesday, and we're gonna start talking about how to build your own story, which should be super fun. And I highly recommend you come because I'm gonna give you guys some tips, some tricks, teach you how to maybe make characters like Sari and these alligators, but we'll give them even better names. All these names are so nice coming in. Great. The last thing that I want to talk to you, so besides telling you that we're doing another one of these, which I think will be really, really fun, and I'm hoping you guys come because I can't wait to actually make a story with you guys. You'll all receive an email after this session so you can sign up for that again. Another thing that you can do is you can actually sign up for English classes with me. I don't just read stories to kids all the time, not that I don't love doing that, but one of my biggest passions is teaching kids how to read, write, and think critically. So if you're interested in maybe giving your kid a head start for, kindergarten, first grade, second grade, even third grade in some cases, I would be happy to work with them to improve their reading and writing abilities. I work to make stories like this for fun with kids, but I also help improve their sight words, teach them how to write critical essays. Sometimes we do fun creative projects like this. Whatever your children need help with, if it's homework help, getting ahead help, I'm more than happy to do that. To find me, you can go to the official Talent Nook website, which I can try to do right now after I answer this question. Coke. Pretty K, you definitely have, I think, some of the best names in this group. Very nice. I'm gonna go, since I'm sharing my screen right now, see if I can get, apologize. Let's see. I'm gonna show you guys how you can find me online. You're welcome, Pretty K. If the Wi-Fi works. Nope, it's gonna take you right to my page. Typically what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the home page of Talent Nook and you're gonna type my name, Tyler Juarez, into the search bar. Sorry for the dinging. You'll find my little profile picture right here. It will list, excuse me, all of my lessons that you can possibly do. So do English intermediate level, things like this. You can always reach out to Talent Nook advisors and they'd be more than happy to help you with that, but it's always good to go to the official website first, go to the search bar, type in my name, and then you can contact me directly through that. So I'm hoping that some of you will consider hiring me as your possible tutors. I would love to work with all of you creative students because your names that you're giving these characters, the questions that you're asking, you clearly definitely care about it. Any final closing remarks, anything that you want to bring up, any questions that you have of the stuff that I just talked about, maybe some more information about what we're going to be doing next time, I'd be happy to answer those things right now. Ooh, we got a couple coming in. Let's see. You're so welcome. This is interesting. Okay. I've had some students do that in the chat icon before. It's very, very amusing. Any closing questions? Oh, we got one coming in now. This has been really fun. You're so welcome. So, so welcome. Okay. I'll give it a second. So if you come up with any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them. Oh, thank you. I try to be as kind as I possibly can. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know the story sessions are kind of short. Oh yes, thank you so much. You found me right here. Can I share my profile URL? Let me try. We're gonna try this. The Wi-Fi's a little slow. When you say, can we join you, are you asking as far as like tutoring or for next week? You can just clarify it below. Profile URL. Let me see, maybe this is it. No. Hang on, let me see. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. It's always good to ask for help if you don't understand some stuff. I think that's it. We're gonna see. Thank you so much for finding that. That definitely really helped me a lot. I apologize, you guys. I'm trying to become more tech savvy during this whole, COVID stuff, but it's kind of hard. Yep, there I am. Here we go. Let me move this over here. So here I am. You can see the subjects that I teach here: English, essay writing, American history. This is more for, older students who are in high school, so I would definitely refer you guys to be over here in one of these categories. You can see my policies down here, but I'll show you some of the lessons. And who put this in here? Let me see. I can't quite see who put this in here, but I really appreciate whoever found this. So it lists all the prices that I use, and you can click here, request now, if you want to see. I'll give you some of the detail. it loads. And you can just read what I have written here about what I'd be happy to help your child with. So you have my lesson outlines, which Talent Nook is so good about that. They always want to make sure that you understand the curriculum of the way that I'm teaching and the way that I sort of supplement your students' learning already. It tells you how long, how many slots I have available. Amid this whole COVID crisis, there are a lot more slots available. So if any of you really are itching for me to work with your child, just know that I have the time to do so. Any final questions that I could potentially answer? Nope. Give it a second just to make sure. And I'm so sorry for all the dinging. You can thank my friends for that. Okay, well, it looks like you guys are ready to get going. Thank you again for joining me for this wonderful half hour. How do you go to the link? You should be able to click it in the chat here, but I'm gonna copy it again. And I will see if they can attach it at the end of the email that's gonna be sent after this. So I just put it again in the chat. Oh dear. Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen now. Okay, well, if you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out to Talent Nook. Again, if you need help finding the link, I'm sure that they would be able to help you. You are so welcome. It was so wonderful doing this with you guys. I honestly really appreciated you guys taking the time out of your day to come and just listen to stories. I know this is a pretty stressful time. I apologize for all the dinging. I'm hoping that I'll get the chance to work with some of you. Again, I think you're all very, very creative. And I really enjoy all the names here. In fact, some of them I'm gonna remember very well. Just Barley and Woolly, Nike, all of these are very original. So I would love to see all of you guys next Wednesday for our follow-up session where we actually get to write some of our own stories. If you're interested in doing that, feel free to come on by. If you're busy, of course, I understand. I think there's gonna be a couple more of these sessions, but it was so wonderful getting to meet all of you virtually. Hopefully I'll get to see your faces someday, but enjoy the rest of your weekend and happy Mother's Day to all of you moms out there. Bye guys.